listening here, day before the 4th of July. I'd say this is a 4th of July extravaganza today.
Okay.
You calling it? I'm calling it. We got a 4th of July put up or shut up rock and roll trivia game. Scrambling at the last minute with new questions.
Yeah, had to make a change.
Got one in, took one out today. I found a better question last minute. Very rare once the game has been printed. I got a little thing for you all. Fireworks or not. Yesterday we had a few of those, like the funny fireworks names. So you'll have to play, is it a real firework or is it not?
Okay.
And Lisa Lanier joins us because it's like our Friday here. It's a...
Got a BB Shea rap in a couple of hours.
Yeah.
Farticus won't like it, but some people do.
Yeah, it's happening. Stevie Two Times figured us out, too. Stevie Two Times is...
He's kind of a newer phenomenon in the program. He's been around for a while, but kind of new to us.
Is it possible he's the most dedicated listener to this program? Now, fact checker Rusty is...
He's up before we are.
Yeah. He's
working harder than we do.
Feeding us information, giving us Christmas presents.
Yeah. This celebrity died. Mm-hmm. Why haven't you talked about Bobby Sherman? I'm getting a little blowback from the Bobby Sherman fan club.
Yeah, was Stevie Two Times in that? Was he one of the ones that
No.
Yeah, I did get it. You're right, though. I got a weird email that was like, y'all not going to mention Bobby Sherman?
Weren't we gone when Bobby
Sherman... it was like 2 weeks ago, unfortunately. It's just a fluke of timing.
Yeah. When someone dies, and we've got 4 more days off, I usually just go, well, it's going to be too late.
Yeah.
It may come up. I don't know that much about Bobby Sherman, but you're right. There was some Bobby Sherman blowback because
a little bit.
We didn't do an obituary on it.
I mean, he was a teen idol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's a big name. I mean, certainly.
Yeah, name guy. TV shows, hit records.
My mom loved him.
No question. That's true. Rodney, our stats guy for Put Up or Shut Up Rock and Roll Trivia.
He just gives and gives.
Gives and gives and gives. He's saying, when you all talking about Dave Parker. Dave Parker's a Pittsburgh Pirate who died.
Yeah.
I loved him as a kid.
First person I thought of was Rodney because he loves Pittsburgh sports.
Yeah, and he was traveling on the day we would have done the obituary and just got an email saying, I assumed you all covered the Dave Parker day. Dave Parker was a great all-star in the 70s. 70s Pirate baseball when the Pirates were really good. My Little League glove, which I still have to this day, it has the signature of Dave Parker on the inside. It was really cool. I mean, he and Willie Stargell, unbelievable.
Yeah, when he passed, ESPN was showing some of his highlights, and he was one of the most devastatingly accurate right fielders with his arm that you've ever seen. And he could hit home runs a mile.
Right.
Unfortunately, loved cocaine. I mean, loved it. The way Jimmy Swaggart loved prostitutes.
He had a love affair with cocaine.
Sold it. Sniffed it.
Went
to jail for it, I think.
Rodney said, unfortunately, his injury history and love affair with cocaine
derailed.
Undid him. And I think he's eligible. He may be going into the Hall of Fame. He's that good.
I think this year?
I think that's right, but didn't survive.
Didn't live to see the ceremony.
He was maybe better with his arm because he could throw people out from almost the warning track at home plate. He made some throws that were unreal.
This is somewhat off the subject. Do you think cocaine is the one drug that you either love or hate right away? Because I've heard various stories through the years of, people like Dave Parker try it and go, Jesus, yes. And I've heard other people say, made me paranoid.
I'll never know.
I won't either.
There's no way I'm trying cocaine. Not at this juncture.
Not with this heart.
Biggie, I believe.
I would. Oh, my God. I've never seen cocaine.
You'll get out there at some beach house or some lake event.
No. I wouldn't, and I'm telling you
or
what.
Some late night post-pickle party.
Yeah.
No. Who was I just hearing saying that sex on cocaine is just so...
I've always heard that, too.
Great. I mean, it's the only way to have sex.
To answer your question, Biggie, not to interrupt your flow, Kelly, maybe you come up with your name.
I've got to think of who...
I don't think a lot of people take cocaine for the first time and say, this is not for me.
Oh, really?
I think most experiences, this is the best thing ever. I need more of this.
Too dangerous.
Okay. Quitting is the hard part, I think.
That's why I would never, ever do it. I'm natural high. I'm a naturally on a natural high.
What have you ingested today?
Great question. Interesting question. Now, Chris Demm says, I've got to get back to who's the most dedicated P1, because it might be Stevie Two Times.
Okay.
But as we've got Rodney and Rusty.
We're weaving today. What we're doing is weaving.
We're weaving. Let me tell you this, Biggie. Chris Demm said, because I just popped a ginger beer about an hour ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Still on them.
So when I popped it, Kristen said, "What is that, a fridge cig?" I said, No. Now, a fridge cigarette, if you don't know what that is, that's a Diet Coke. A lot of young people are getting fridge cigs.
I love that
smoke.
term.
I love it. Yeah, no more smoking. Go out back and have a fridge cig. That's a Diet Coke. First thing, whenever, on coffee break, you go out there and have a fridge cig. So Kristen said, "Are you having a fridge cig?" I said, No, I already had that on the way in. I had that about 3:45 a.m.
So how many minutes after you wake up is the first Diet Coke hit your lips?
8 minutes.
8?
Right now, yeah, I believe it.
Maybe 10.
Do you even brush your teeth,
Maybe
or do
10.
you just come on in dirty mouth?
I brush my teeth.
Yeah.
I do brush.
Why?
A good question. I should do that after.
Yeah.
And dirty mouth it. What's the point? So, yes, I brush my teeth, I dress, I look at myself, I'm like, all right, how do I look? Let's go take on the day. Let's go do it. And then I go downstairs, and because we have a new puppy in the house, I'm tippy-toe into the refrigerator.
Yeah. Not to disturb the puppy.
Exactly. Get my fridge cig, get my ginger beer, get in the car. Today I had a spoonful.
You just barehand him, or do you put him in a cooler?
Barehand. And I get a spoonful of peanut butter, too, once in a while, which today I did. I felt like, hey, holiday weekend.
Standard or that frou-frou stuff?
Frou-frou, all natural. And I've just had to admit to myself, in my 50s, I like crunchy better than creamy. I'm sorry, I just do. I grew up creamy.
Sizzling hot take.
Yeah, who else has that this morning on the 4th of July Eve?
There, Biggie, is the question.
That's right. So that was Chris Tipp's question.
You've backed into the question, Biggie.
Here's what I've ingested in the first 3 hours of being awake, 2.5 hours of being awake. Fridge cig, that's a Diet Coke, and then an hour and 20
behind
minutes
the wheel of your car.
behind the wheel of my car,
Mm-hmm.
and then an hour and 15 minutes later, like clockwork, a ginger beer.
Plus a spoonful of peanut
and a
butter.
spoonful of peanut butter.
Crunchy.
Has anyone else in the world had that today?
I'm going to say no.
No. I'm the only.
That combo?
The combo of Diet Coke, ginger beer, and crunchy peanut butter.
Yes.
I'm going to say
this-
no.
How many people on this planet, this blue marble we call Earth? 8 billion?
Mm-hmm.
And you're the only one.
I mean,
I'm confident in that, too.
I am too. The uniqueness, and I love it. I love that.
Sure.
I'm like, bring it. I'll be.
I am special.
I am special. I'll be the only one out there on that limb. And you can remove the peanut butter, and still, I think I'm the only person
To have 2 cans of those beverages.
a fridge cig at 3:45 a.m. Eastern and a ginger beer at 5:10 a.m.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think you're the only person on this planet.
I agree.
No one in Estonia,
No.
Greece,
No.
Georgia, not the state, the republic.
I don't believe so.
No one else's stomach this morning is going, what are you doing to me?
That's exactly right. That was his question. Hey, when I popped that ginger beer and told him I'd already had my fridge cig, he said, "Is anybody else in the world ingesting what you're ingesting?" And the answer is no.
No.
And I am so proud of that. That's the first I've thought of that. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm walking my own path.
Yeah.
Your get ready with me video is like no one else's. A lot of women put on makeup every morning.
Yeah.
Those videos are a dime
I
a
can
dozen.
see it now.
This is
bro. Easy, bro.
Yes, this is what I am all about. Now, all of that aside, we got a 3-day weekend here. Tomorrow is the 4th of July. So you hear Rusty, who is up before us, feeding us information. He's telling me my mistakes in real time. When I screw something up, boom, he's on it in real time.
Rodney, the statistician to the stars.
Yes, we'll give you all sorts of information.
Plus sports factoids and music factoids.
Fact, and fact. But we recently learned of Stevie Two Times, who listens to every moment of this program in the morning, and then in the afternoon or at night goes back to the previous year's program, exactly 1 year ago, and listens to that program. So he's hearing today's show and then the date from a year ago. In fact, he told me 1 year ago yesterday, I wrecked the Acura. Today,
wow.
1 year ago yesterday.
We didn't mark it.
We did not.
We
mark
did not
it.
have a tribute.
I wrecked my 1998 Acura, totaling it 1 year ago yesterday. So today's program would have been the admission that happened and that was going on.
That was the night that happened. Remember, I got a call from a friend of the program.
Yep.
Who just happens to have some inside intel. Said, Was Chris Kelly just in a wreck?
That's right.
Couldn't believe that. It's like you can't keep anything, because I thought no one will know this. I'll break the news here on the air. And as soon as I got in, Kristen said, "Did you have a wreck last night?" It's like, how did you know? He was a 911 operator, and so he saw
the report.
I guess nobody else drove a 1998.
No,
there's no uniqueness. Okay.
Yeah, we got an old beater blocking traffic out here. Just had a wreck.
There is one house in our neighborhood, and I don't know cars well enough to know model years. You know, some people can tell. But it's one of those houses. I call it like a dead house. It's a house that with the yard, no one cuts the grass.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
The weeds have grown up, blocking the windows.
Yeah.
I never see newspapers. I never see them roll the trash cans out. But there is an Acura parked in the driveway, covered in dirt, covered in pollen. Just, I'm sure the wheels are probably have 3 pounds of air in them apiece. And I don't dare sneak up there and take a picture of it because I might get shot.
Makes me nostalgic, for the old vehicle.
Listen, you just rescued a puppy, sort of.
I did.
Is it time you rescue this Acura?
That Acura. I need it.
It's just sitting there.
I told my daughter the other day.
The van is not working out. Let's be honest.
I mean, the air conditioning comes and goes. I told my daughter, if I still had that Ac, I'd just be driving the Ac. We'd get the air conditioning.
Yeah.
I'd drive that in the fall, in the winter. It'd make that my winter vehicle. Never fix the air conditioning.
Yeah. The van's air conditioning
one vehicle only has heat.
Yeah.
One only has air.
Yeah, exactly. So in the summer, you drive the Acura. In the winter, you drive the van.
You're like the Baldwins at the Hamptons.
Yeah.
In the summer and in Florida in the winter.
I feel kind of bad for the van because it sounds like it's starting to get treated like an elderly person where they diagnose it and go, you really want to treat that?
That's right.
Because we all know there's that age cutoff where the doctor comes in and goes, it's cancer, but...
I mean, we can pump it full of chemo /Freon.
Yeah,
but we're not going to extend it that long. You're right. That's how. So here's what Stevie Two Times has noticed. He emailed, and he had some texting between himself and his friend figured out, oh, I see what they did there, and it was a brilliant move. We took off Juneteenth because it's a company holiday, and that was Stevie Two Times' friend diagnosed this, and he said, oh yeah, it's a company holiday. That was a Thursday. It was last Thursday. Then, or 2 Thursdays ago. Then you take the Friday as well. The whole next week was our vacation. And when you come back, you get a 4-day week, because tomorrow is the 4th of July.
Independence Day.
And so Stevie Two Times says, don't think you're pulling one over on me. I saw exactly what you're doing.
And I'll just say this. The three of us have been in tremendous moods this week.
Oh, great.
I mean, just as happy as can be.
Yeah.
And I think it's because we knew going in, hey, we got these 4.
Yeah.
Then we get a day.
Yeah. Then, now, as of Monday, I was going to be off Diet Coke. So I was going to only go through the 4th of July. But my wife's got me picking up a Sam's order today. She says, after the show, I need you to pick up a whole order from Sam's.
No.
Exactly. And then I said, did you order Diet Coke? And she said, 48 Diet Cokes will be in there. So she has ordered a pack and a half of Diet Coke for me.
That should get you through the 3-day weekend?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, I know. We're all coming in here Monday. Yep. We're all going to be different. Because we're going to know.
Yeah, that's right.
That's it. Yep. We're back to just the normal.
Full week, work week.
Yep, and you're going to be making your proclamation. I'm off Diet Coke. This is a non-negotiable until the next vacation.
Biggie, if you see me holding one, I want you to knock it out of my hands.
That's right. That's
Monday is going to be a sad day.
Yep. But she's trying to ply me with it and get me so addicted to it that I won't give it up. That's her game. She always orders it when I don't want her to order it, but then I cave.
Well, the common denominator is no one likes you when you're not on them.
Correct. No one.
Your family?
She said,
your friends, your coworkers.
No one likes me when I'm not on them. The other thing, and Chris Demm has 2 comments on this. July 4th is the toughest day for dogs because of the fireworks. Chris Demm's take, dogs in America used to have a spine. Come on, step up.
Come on, dogs. Stop being pussies.
It's just fireworks.
Fireworks are how many years old?
Just
5,000 years old?
Never thought of that in that way, but he might be right.
Step up, dogs. Come on.
Come on, dogs.
We have a new puppy, and I look to experts for advice, and we're doing this today. You have to get some spaghetti when it's dry and crack it right next to his ears. That mimics the sound of
Got to be kidding me. You going to throw away a good box of molars?
That can't be real.
It can't be.
Experts are saying if you have a dog and you're not sure if he's skittish around fireworks, and we've got a new puppy now, if it'll be first 4th of July for him.
But now, how close will you be to fireworks?
We always hear them, but not that in the distance.
Yeah.
It's not like we're going
Just
to
people
a
shooting off their own bootlegs?
Yeah, we're not going to a
A
fireworks
city
show.
thing?
Yeah, my dog, not a fan. I think I told you she's fine if we're indoors, so I've already kind of plotted the time to get her out one last time before they start.
Let me get you a box of Mullers. Let me get you an expert. I'm stopping by Walmart today anyway.
Yeah.
Well, Biggie's dog is an adult. She's a senior citizen.
You're cracking spaghetti around her. She's just going to think it's dinner time. Oh, pasta night.
I'm going to crack some...
Or just Biggie cracking his knuckles.
Yeah. Is that your knees? Or your knees?
That's my knees cracking.
His knees buckling.
Just crack some spaghetti next to their ears, and then they'll be like, huh? If they handle that, they can handle fireworks, apparently. It's that. You get it close to their ears and crack it. Now, will one person in America, other than me today, go up to his dog's ears and crack some spaghetti?
Well, and also...
Some dried spaghetti?
Yeah. You might want to get the thin spaghetti, because sometimes trying to crack a whole pound of...
Yeah, right. That's when I knew I had no upper body strength, when I was trying to crack spaghetti, when I was trying to break it in half once.
And look, real Italians will tell you, you crack that spaghetti, they have a fit.
You don't do that. You're not supposed to do
you're
that.
supposed to just drop it in the water and let it slowly go down.
Oh,
yeah.
Let the noodles remain.
I always break it in half.
Everybody does, but a real Italian would have a fit.
I didn't know that.
And chefs, too, they'd be like, no, you never crack the spaghetti.
That's interesting.
You put it in there and let it slowly sink down.
The other thing Chris Demm and I were at odds on today, he doesn't even know it. I had this Amelia Earhart story in A Block. Okay.
Oh, no.
On the grid. You know the Amelia Earhart story?
I saw a little bit of this.
Looks like they're saying now there's going to be another expedition launched to find Amelia Earhart's plane, which went missing on this date in 1937, July 2nd, 1937. So yesterday. So what is that? Golly, 92 years ago yesterday? 88 years ago yesterday? Anyhow, I saw this on the news that they're launching another investigation, another expedition to find Amelia Earhart's lost plane. Immediately put it down in A Block. Chris Demm said, waste of time. This is a waste of time. You're not going to find it. It's been done a million times before.
Well, the photo that they continually show, it appears to be like a satellite shot of some island in the South Pacific. And what they have circled what they think could be the remains of an 88 90-year-old airplane.
That's right.
It's 10 feet off the shore.
It's right there. It's just right. I mean, you don't really need. No. They're spending $500 million.
You walk out further into the ocean to urinate.
Yeah. I've probably peed on that plane.
You would stub your toe on Amelia Earhart's wing flap.
It'll wind up tourists have been swimming through it for 75 years.
Oh, the old plane? Right there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's always been there.
There's a guy from Purdue University that's got a $500,000 budget to go there in November to try and find the plane and prove that it's Amelia Earhart.
The last time they got this close, remember they saw what was supposed to be a photograph of her. Post airplane, post the time she was reported missing, which was 37?
Yeah, July of 37.
She was declared dead in 39 2 years later.
That's right.
Searched for 2 years, then declared her dead.
Yep. That's right. They saw,
but there was supposedly this blurry black and white photograph of some island in the South Pacific with a thin figure on a pier.
They say she exhibited castaway behavior. They could tell from the photo that's a castaway. So they're trying to go back and piece that. This guy from Purdue won't let it go. That was 10 years ago, by the way. That's the last time.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
That they saw that photo. The other thing in the news report. They said Amelia Earhart died in 1937 or 39, declared dead in 39, along with her navigator, Fred Noonan. I never heard that name before in my life. I thought it was just her.
I've always heard there was a navigator. I'm sure they said the name, but he's the forgotten one. Yeah.
He is the forgotten one.
Yeah.
Completely. It's all Amelia Earhart. You don't hear the name Fred Noonan.
No.
Only when you watch Caddyshack.
Noonan.
Yeah.
Noonan. That's it. That's the only one. You're exactly right.
But did he fly? I don't even know enough about her. This could be a job for a fact checker. Was he with her on all of her significant flights?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Or because she was circumnavigating the globe.
Trying to be the first woman to do it?
Yes. And because she crossed the Atlantic, right? I think.
Yes, I believe so.
Or across the U.S. I can't remember what she did first. I don't know if that plane had a navigator too. Because like Lindbergh did it solo.
Yes.
Lindbergh crossed the Atlantic solo.
Which was a huge deal, obviously. in the old newsreels, they were showing today, like old newsreels and news footage. You know, when the guys, hey, when they say, Amelia Earhart, is it? But unfortunately, they let it go too long. So, you know, it was like, that'll teach the gals to stay at home.
Yeah. See, fellas, this is what happens when we give ladies a little bit of credit.
That plane's at the bottom of the Pacific. Take a lesson, ladies. Put your apron on and start baking pies and having babies. Until next week, so long.
Thank God they can't drive. Oh.
What's next? Ladies voting? Please.
Yeah. They went a little too far. It's a little too long with the old news clips.
Earhart murders navigator. With her incompetent piloting.
Who didn't see this coming?
We warned you. That's it.
We'll meet the navigator with a death wish. His name is Noonan.
Yeah.